This is a message from your guides reading for Wild Menagerie. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and surround us in some protective space. I'm going to use my lapidolite here. Okay. And then I'm going to show you what I have for this reading. So I've got some stones here. I have a couple of runes that I pulled, and then I have a candle too. So I'm going to go ahead and light this. So I have a black candle here. All of the candles I have are actually black right now. I've got to get some more colors. Okay. And I don't usually use these for readings, although I have before. But I feel like there is some negativity that we're clearing, but then also black is also a very psychic color, and a lot of psychic abilities coming through with this color. And actually, all of the crystals that I pulled are relating to the third eye, the crown chakra. What am I doing with this? I just feel like I'm supposed to still be holding this candle. Okay, I'm going to surround this in some protective space. Again, also though with the purpose of clearing, which again I feel like this candle is also representing clearing. Okay, now this is actually also having to do with protection. Black is a very protective color, and actually, as I was surrounding you this time, it felt like an extremely protective energy that your guides were putting around you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the crystals. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you these runes first, actually. So I pulled 2 runes together. So the first one, well, individually, but I pulled 2 of them, one after the other. So the first one I have here is called Wunjo. I might be pronouncing that off. Okay, I don't know how to say these because they're Celtic names, but there it is. So the English interpretation would be joy. So this has to do with, obviously, joy, comfort, positive emotions, but then it also has to do with success, things going in a successful way, things to look forward to. It can have to do with a transition, especially next to this rune. So as you can see, there's nothing on this rune, and this rune is weird. Okay, so weird is It's kind of the unknown rune. It has to do with your destiny, almost like things that you've contracted to do or that you need to do to complete something that you have contracted or that your soul is really desiring to do. So it really has to do with your life path, or again, sometimes contracts. Or you could also say destiny, this type of thing, but it really has to do with your soul's calling, what your soul wants to do. We can get away from the idea of destiny, contracts, things like that, although it can pertain to that. But ultimately, it just has to do with your soul's sort of calling, your life path. Okay, and at the same time, there's this kind of unknown feeling with this room. You sort of don't know how it's going to go, how things are going to transition, but sometimes you can tell that based off the runes around it. Okay, so when it's sitting next to this other rune that I've pulled first, this means that this is going to go well. And it's pretty obvious what that is pertaining to based off other readings, and you know what your guides have been talking about and the transitions that they've been talking about, and what it will ultimately bring you, where it will ultimately lead. But at the same time, there is a kind of path to follow. So it doesn't happen overnight like your guides have said before. So I'm going to go ahead and get into these crystals now. So I have my purple fluorite here, and this has to do with your third eye and your crown chakra. So psychic development, psychic protection, but it also has to do with clarity. Seeing things in a clear way, knowing what to do. It's a very meditative stone. It helps you to meditate. It helps you detach. It helps you see things clearly. So it also helps you with grounding, believe it or not, even though it is a stone for higher chakras. But just because of the mental clarity aspect of it, when you see things more clearly, obviously, you're a little bit more logical. You're more grounded, a little bit sturdier on your feet, and you're not as entangled in fears and various more negative emotions that we can get caught up in. You're more detached from that and seeing things clearly. Okay, then I have my lepidolite, which I already showed you. So this has to do with psychic abilities. Again, this is a crown chakra stone, third eye as well, but especially pertaining to the crown chakra. I do feel a little throat energy with this one as well. But this, so I'm feeling as well things like creativity. Okay, so that's coming from the throat chakra. Will, creativity, intuition, sort of general intuition. Those are things from the throat chakra. Then when we get into the third eye, and especially the crown chakra, we get into psychic abilities, mediumship. So also this feeling of being able to cross over to the other side, whether that's astral projection or hypnosis, or again, mediumship, and the ability to be able to connect with various parts of yourself and versions of yourself. Also subconscious feelings. That's another thing I feel like I should bring up with this stone. So it helps you as well tap into your subconscious. And there's even a feeling coming through of helping to calm sort of certain sides of yourself. A side of yourself within your subconscious. It's within your conscious mind too, but obviously it starts first and foremost down in the subconscious level before it became conscious. So again, seeing clearly, this is a meditative stone, but this is also going back to the other stone. But having, you know, the psychic access to be able to do that. I was actually when I set up the sacred space for this reading, I was playing crown chakra music. So there's definitely a focus with the crown chakra here, but again, this is having to do with, well, it has to do with creativity, okay? It has to do with open-mindedness, sort of hearing suggestions from your guides. Doesn't have to be hearing, but in whatever way it comes through to you. And that could just be, you know, general intuition, just feelings of what to do. Okay, however that strikes you, however that pulls you, people, you know, their general intuition can come through in different ways. For a lot of people, it's a feeling. Some people just have a knowing, claircognizance. But your intuition is going to speak to you in different ways. Okay, and then my last one here, last but not least, I have my lapis lazuli. So this is a throat chakra stone and also a third eye stone. And I'm really feeling my third eye all of a sudden. And so there's definitely a focus on that, but the importance of the throat is still definitely there. So again, creativity. There's this feeling of like kind of allowing and surrendering. And I even feel like this is connecting with this rune as well, this weird rune. So when you're going through the unknown and you're traveling down that course, you definitely have to maintain a certain level of calm and trust, knowing that the future outcome is going to be good and that you are going to be okay. So again, with the candle representing protection as well. So there's this sort of, it almost seemed like your aura was kind of being coated in protection from your guides. And there was a guide coming in with a lot of black energy too. So again, this is a very protective color. It's a very psychic color. Okay, so opening you up, sort of psychic expansion where you can access things, know things, be comfortable to do certain things that might not always seem as logical if you're really feeling to do them, or as smart almost in some ways. So there's, your guides are saying that sometimes actions are necessary and required, and then sometimes sitting still is. And regardless, like they're saying, you have to maintain a level of stillness and calmness as you see those actions through. And you have to know that you're going to be okay during all of it, but also and also that you are protected. There's that saying, when the shit hits the fan. that's this sort of saying coming in. So when shit does go down, it feels like you're safe, you're protected. But there might be almost this tendency to become overwhelmed again by fears, it feels like. And so they're saying that you have to learn to process through those and maintain a level of calm, understanding your situation, that it is safe to proceed even if it doesn't always seem that way to you, based off illogical fears, really, and not being rational. And it can even be based off how you interpret other people and how other people are responding to certain things. and how they come across or how they seem. But it feels like they don't really have the power or the influence that you might think. Not in the way they've sort of wanted to give themselves credit. So it feels like this person is also sort of big-headed and feeling like they have a lot of power over you and a lot of say, but really, ultimately, your guides are saying, they're saying not to trust that. They're saying that they had that power only for the ultimate reason that you gave it to them. So you gave away your power in exchange for this sense of false safety and false security. But they're saying that you haven't really been safe or secure this whole time, and they're saying that that's really the thing that you need to fear the most, is staying in the situation for too long, for so long that you're not able to complete your soul's mission and your path or your destiny or contracts that you wanted to fulfill when you came in here, and this person really blocks that. But there's this level of learning that you can go through in this process. You can learn to feel calm. You can learn to feel safe, knowing that you're going to be okay during the whole transition, however long it takes. And during this whole sort of transaction and all these exchanges of energy between you and all the parties involved, anybody that you are working with, you know, any kind of alliances that you create, any kind of advisors that you have to help you through this, to give you legal advice. Even friends, it feels like, but it still feels like it's going to be on a sort of legal angle. So maybe this is even a feeling like you become friends with some of the people that are advising you, or the person that's advising you. But it does feel like you're going to feel comfortable with this person. But there does need to be another person there, an actual physical person that you go to for advice, who handles things and knows how to do them properly in order for this to go well. But they're saying that you know that, and they've talked about that before in your last reading. And so they've kind of hinted at that and at some of those things that that you would need to do. In this reading, they really want to talk about that you are safe and the ultimate outcome of it and of everything, but also that it's good that you're taking your time. And they are giving a heads up that there are going to be some stressful moments. That's why they're talking about this maintaining this level of calm and stillness and composure throughout the whole thing, and knowing that you're ultimately safe. And even in the moment, if it doesn't seem like it, you are safe. There's this sort of, they're saying intact. There's this sort of feeling, like a solid kind of intact feeling. They're also coming in with the word armor. So it just feels like nothing can really get to you. Even if somebody is tossing an arrow in your face, it feels like it goes back the other way, or it doesn't hit you. even if it seems like it's getting closer. So this sort of illusion that might come up, and it's like this person isn't who they say they are, right? So they're almost like this kind of illusional figure in your mind. And obviously there are physical presence there, but again, they can't really do the things that they are saying. Now, they are saying maybe they could if they had the power to, but again, you ultimately handed them all of that. So there is a small warning here, like don't let your fears manifest. So just maintain a level of calm. Doesn't mean you have to be all complete, butterflies and clarity and see it as it actually is in every moment the whole time, and have no fears that you process through, or shut down or shove down your negative emotions and fears and things like that, because those need to come up, and that would do the opposite of what you are intending anyway. It wouldn't be releasing them, it would be shoving them down. So again, like they were saying before, you have to learn how to process through those emotions in a healthier way, but at the same time still allow them to be there. Just maintain this level of calm and assurance. Realize that you're safe, that you are okay during this whole transaction, that you will figure all of it out. So that's also what all these crystals pertaining to the third eye, and especially the crown chakra, are about. The fact that you are guided, that you remain guided through the whole process, that you're going to know what to do. Okay, so our time is up. That's all that your guides have to say for this reading. Thank you very much for allowing me to do another reading for you, and I will see you in the next one. Namaste.